Today, okay. Today we're going to focus on the back, and we're going to do a lot of movement of moving the spine. And why is that good? Because as we move the spine, wait, I'm going to put us on mute. 1 second. There we are. As we find that nice movement of the spine, we are increasing the blood circulation to the discs in between each vertebrae too. So that lends to your spinal health. Then as we start moving the spine in different positions, we're also engaging the long muscles that run along the spine on each side. So we're lengthening, contracting, and balancing the strength and the range of motion on each side. So today that is what we will focus on. So let us come to a seated position in the middle of your mat, and I'll meet you there. So this can be done in a chair. It can be done in a cross-legged position, sitting on your heels. Monday and Tuesday, we initiated our warm-up from a standing position. But as you develop your own home practice, you can also warm up with the same benefits from a seated position. So sitting up nice and straight, hands lightly resting on our knees, close the eyes. Take a few breaths. And it's interesting, once you do your own home practice, you'll find out how many breaths work for you each day to just come to a calm, centered place to begin your practice. Inhale, hands to heart center, sharing the pranava 1 time. Take a breath in. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Inhale, open the eyes, and exhale, release. Let's begin sitting up nice and straight. Hands are on either side. Open up the palms. And inhale, arms up. And exhale down. So just as when we're standing, we're trying to keep our shoulders nice and relaxed. Shoulder blades drawn down behind us. Head and neck are in neutral position. Rib cage does not move. And continue. So this is only possible to have a nice seated position if you're comfortable in the knees, hips, and ankles. So if you need to put a cushion underneath your seat bones, between your knee and thigh, or even underneath your ankle bone, go ahead. And let's lift the chin up. Inhale, lifting the chin, looking at the hands. And exhale, drop the chin to the chest. 2 more times. Inhale up. And exhale. Inhale up. And exhale. Side bends, right hand stays down, open up the left palm, inhale the arm up. Hold here, review your position. You're sitting nicely over your seat bones, you're not leaning too far back or forward. Exhale to the right. Again, take your time. If you feel your left side of the body lifting up, stop right there, relax, and then come down a little further. You can always put a cushion or a block here on the right-hand side also. Extend through the spine. Shine the heart here. That'll help the shoulders from rolling forward. Let's stay here for a nice long count of 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming out, inhale, slowly extend the torso back to center and release the left palm. Left palm stays down, open up the right, inhale the arm up. Bring the shoulders into the same plane, lengthen through the back. And exhale to the left. Again, take your time as you come down. Always pausing when you feel a little tension. Find the release and then continue on. You're grounding through that right buttocks and then extending the torso from the hip to the fingertips. Counting down, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. In control, inhale, slowly come back to center. And exhale, release the right hand. Hands come in front of us. Roll the shoulders back, head is in neutral. Forward fold, take a breath in. And as you exhale, come forward. Try and keep your shoulders in line. As you get down, there'll be a point where you want to round the shoulders. Go ahead, round them, tuck the chin, and forward fold. Hips stay on the mat or the seat bones. Can you tuck the chin, round the back, but now bring the shoulders away from your ears at the same time. So the spine is in a beautiful curve, but we're not letting the shoulder joints round. Trying to find a little awareness here in isolation. Counting down, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming out of the pose, lift the head and lengthen the back. And now as you inhale, rise up. Bringing the shoulders behind you, dragging the hands towards the middle of the body. And we're back in our neutral position. Hands lightly on the knees. As I inhale, I lift the chin up, thereby introducing that beautiful curve in the back of your neck, the cervical vertebrae. And there's a slight curve at the lumbar. That's your inhale. As I exhale, I round the shoulders, tuck the chin, and I round the spine backwards. Now I'm coming back into the original primary curve of the spine. That's an exhale. All right, so let's begin. We're sitting up nice and straight. Inhale, look up, introducing secondary curves. Exhale, primary curve. Inhale, and exhale. So this is very similar to the movement of cat and cow. Continue. Nice and slow with awareness. This is all about spinal health. One more time. And let's all meet in the middle in our neutral position. Trunk rotations. Again, you can also use the spinal flexion and extension as we rotate the trunk around in a circle, beginning going to the right. So the left shoulder will come towards the right knee. Let's take a breath in. And as we exhale, left shoulder to right knee, rotate around at the bottom. Inhale, rotating the right shoulder towards the left knee, and now back, and continue. Let's do 4 rotations on each side at your own speed. Again, if you feel the need to pause somewhere along the rotation, go ahead, explore what's happening, explore that sensation. And then 4 rotations on the opposite direction. I've got 2 more, and then I'll meet you in the middle. And we meet at the middle. Let's come into tabletop, and remember you can do tabletop on your wrists, your hands and wrists, or if that's not available to you for whatever reason, you can do it on your forearms. So let's all meet in tabletop. Knees are hip width apart, hands are underneath the shoulders. Same thing, that beautiful spinal movement. Inhale, I look up. Exhale, I look down, and I'm tucking and arching through the pelvis and the lower back. Let's begin. Inhale, look up, and exhale. Inhale up, and exhale. Inhale. Remember, use the abdominals as you exhale to draw the pelvis in. Inhale, relax through the belly. Exhale, draw the abdominals in, finding that pelvic tilt. Inhale. And exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Come to a neutral position. Your knees are now hip width apart, so simply bring your big toes towards one another. If you can, keep your hands where they are and exhale to child's pose. Really lengthening the spine here. Counting down, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming out of the pose, inhale, come back to your neutral tabletop. And now let's widen the knees as wide as your mat. Feet are behind your knees as wide as the mat. Getting ready for a nice downward facing dog. Curl the toes under. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, push up into your downward facing dog. Now what I would like everyone to do is bend your knees, but keep the back nice and long. The hips are still up, but our knees are bent. Push through the shoulders, push through the hands, really lengthen the back, let the neck relax, but knees are bent so the hamstrings are not in play. This pose helps us release tension in the lower back and through the glutes and all that soft tissue connection of the lower back, hips, and hamstrings. So before we can even start to lengthen the hamstrings, we have to release tension in the lower back and the hips and the hip flexors. So this is a wonderful way to do it. Knees are bent, lengthening through the back. Coming out of the pose, take a breath in. As you exhale, the shoulders come back over the wrists, knees come down, release the feet. All right, our knees are nice and wide, and if you can, go ahead, bring your toes towards one another, and puppy pose or child's pose. So now we're opening up the hips. Hold here. Four, three, two, one. Inhale, come back to neutral tabletop. Release the toes so they're on either side of the mat. Curl the toes under. Coming into downward facing dog, take a breath in. As you exhale, push back into downward facing dog. Perhaps start with your knees bent, allowing yourself to release tension here, and then go ahead and let's see if we can bring the heels down towards the mat. Don't worry if they touch or don't touch. With time, all will happen. Keep lengthening the back. If you feel a lot of tension in the lower back and through the hips, go ahead and bend your knees again and still lift the seat bones high up in the air. Hold here. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming out of the pose, take a breath in. As you exhale, you bring the shoulders over the wrists, the weight a little bit, and then you gently bring the knees down. Release the toes and puppy pose or child's pose once more. Counting down 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale back to your neutral tabletop. Let's bring our knees a little closer together so that they're hip width apart. Thread the needle on the right side. Inhale, bring the right arm up. And as you exhale, thread it through, resting on your right shoulder and head. Hold here. Counting down 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, come back to neutral tabletop. Opposite side. Inhale, bring the left arm up, and exhale, thread it through. Hold here. If your shoulders are starting to come towards your ears, bring a little attention and bring the shoulders back. Think about your shoulder blades. Drawing them down and towards the middle of the back. Counting down 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, let's come out of the pose, back to neutral tabletop. Knees are hip width apart. Let's just curl the toes under, keeping the feet in line with the hips and the knees, and exhale into downward facing dog. Again, feel free to bend the knees, lengthening the back. Wherever you are in your practice, let's hold here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming into plank pose, take a breath in. Exhale, come into plank. Hold here. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, gently drop the knees, coming all the way down so we can inhale up to cobra. Holding cobra. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Curl the toes under. Inhale, come up to plank. Hold. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Downward facing dog. Take a breath in. And then exhale, pushing the hips up into downward facing dog. Hold here. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming into plank, take a breath in, exhale, plank. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, come all the way down. Inhale up to cobra. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Curl the toes under. Inhale, plank. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Downward facing dog. Take a breath in. Exhale, push up into downward facing dog. Hold. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Plank. Take a breath in. Exhale to plank. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, come all the way down. Inhale up to cobra. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Curl the toes under. Inhale up to plank. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a breath in. Exhale to downward facing dog. Hold here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming into plank. Take a breath in. Exhale, plank. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, come all the way down. Inhale up to cobra. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Curl the toes under. Inhale up to plank. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Downward facing dog. Take a breath in. Exhale into downward facing dog. Hold here. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming into plank. Take a breath in. Exhale, plank. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, come down. Inhale, cobra. Long count. 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Curl the toes under. Inhale up to plank. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Downward facing dog. Take a breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Hold. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Child's pose or puppy pose. Take a breath in. Exhale, come down to your knees. And puppy pose or child pose. If you can, have your arms extended in front of you so you can really stretch out the shoulders and the neck muscles. Counting down 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming out of the pose, sitting on our heels, or in a cross-seated position, lift the head, lengthen the back. As you inhale, draw the hands back. We're back in a nice seated position. Take the time to lengthen the spine. Gently draw the shoulders down, allowing the shoulder blades to relax down and towards one another. Head is in neutral, head is in line with the spine. Hands are lightly resting on our thighs. Relax the belly, nice big breaths here. And exhale, let's release the pose and let's come onto the mat. Supine position, getting ready for some bridges and fish pose. So here we are, supine position. Let's come into the bridge pose using that pelvic tilt that we've been practicing for all those planks that we just did. We will bring our knees up and plant the feet behind our buttocks. So take a breath in. Exhale, contract, tilt, and now I simply bring the knees up, plant the feet behind the butt, 4 to 6 inches, whatever's comfortable for you. Hands are palm down, they come underneath the buttocks. Again, using the pelvic tilt, we lift the hips up, start to shine the heart. So let's take a breath in. Exhale, contract, tilt. Now keep that tilt and lift the hips up. Now your hands are free and your shoulders are free to roll underneath your body. Perhaps you can clasp your hands or even grab your ankles. Think about shining the heart, bringing the weight of the body to rest on the upper back and shoulders. The neck is completely free. We don't move our head from side to side. I'm really thinking about freeing up through the rib cage and the thoracic spine to shine the heart up. Hold here. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming out of the pose, take a breath in. As you exhale, you release the shoulders. The spinal vertebrae come down, then the waist, the hips, and at the very end, I let go of that anterior pelvic tilt and release. Let's bring our hands underneath our butt. Left foot can stay where it is. Go ahead and exhale and extend the right leg down the mat. Your right leg has a nice gentle flexion of the ankle. Toes and knees are pointing up. Your hip points are squared off. On an exhale, we will do a leg raise. Raising the leg, you decide, 4 inches, 6 inches, 12, 14, more or less. The key here is to maintain that pelvic tilt. So everyone is different. For some of you, the leg may be a little higher, for some a little bit lower. The focus is not on the height of the leg, it is on maintaining the pelvic tilt. That will protect your lower back. Head is on the ground. Let's take a breath in. Exhale, contract, tilt. Now lift that leg up. And so play with it. You're holding that anterior pelvic tilt, which causes the lumbar part of the back to be closer to the mat or actually touching the mat. Relax the shoulders, they don't do anything. Good. Stay here, explore this. Maybe you want to move your leg a little bit up or down just to see how that pelvic tilt, that sensation changes with the height of your leg. Hold here. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a breath in. Exhale, release down. Using a pelvic tilt, let's bring the right knee back into original position. Take a breath in. Exhale, contract, tilt. Right knee comes up, and we plant the right foot behind the buttocks. All right, left leg, go ahead and extend it down the mat. Slight flexion in the ankle, toes and knees are pointing up. Hip points are nicely squared. Leg raise on the left. Take a breath in. Exhale, contract, tilt. Now keep that tilt and lift the leg up. Buttocks is nice and soft. There's no clenching of the buttocks. Shoulders are relaxed, neck is relaxed. You want to take the weight of your leg through the hip flexors. I'm not even engaging the quads right now. So maintain that anterior pelvic tilt. Eight, 7. Try to maintain a soft belly so you can get a full breath at the same time. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, release. Bringing the knee into the original position using a pelvic tilt. Take a breath in. Exhale, contract, tilt. Knee is in position. Foot is nicely planted behind the buttocks. And let's do another bridge pose. Take a breath in. Exhale, contract, tilt, lift the hips. Roll the shoulders under. Shine the heart. Hold. I'm still trying to keep my shoulders away from my ears, and I get a beautiful lengthening when I bring that awareness to the back of the neck. Really frees up and lengthens the cervical vertebrae there. Keep shining the heart. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming out of the pose, take a breath in. Exhale, gently release the shoulders, the back. Very last thing to let go is that pelvic tilt. And let's bring our hands underneath our butt once more. Extend both legs down the mat. Legs are together, heels touching, toes touching. We have a nice, easy flexion of the ankle. Toes, knees, hips are pointing up. Leg lift here, but you initiate the leg lift with that pelvic tilt. Take a breath in. Exhale, contract, tilt. Okay, keep the tilt and lift the legs up. Relax the shoulders. Play with it if you want your legs a little higher or a little lower. Again, all our bodies are different, so the sensation will be a little bit different for each of us. Try not to tense in the upper body. Interesting, right? How you're fighting, tensing the neck or the shoulders. You really want to bring awareness to the hip flexors that are holding up this leg, or both legs. Go ahead and lift your head and look down your feet. It's a little easier now, right? That's because there is a myofascial muscular connection all down the body, front and back. 8, 7, relax the shoulders. 6, 5, 4. Maintain that pelvic tilt. If you find that you're losing it, lift the legs up a little bit. Because without the pelvic tilt, it's just like a plank. You can cause injury to the soft tissue in the lumbar area. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, release. Release your hands. Let's come into a nice spinal twist. Arms are extended to the sides, palms up. Using a pelvic tilt to bring the knees over the hips. Take a breath in. Exhale, contract, tilt. Knees are over the hips. Take a breath in. As you exhale, knees go to the right, your head goes to the left. And hold. Coming out of the pose, take a breath in. As you exhale, contract, tilt, float the knees back to center. Now the knees are over the hips. And exhale to the left, looking to the right. Coming out of the pose, take a breath in. Exhale, contract, tilt, float the knees back to center. And exhale, release. Bring your hands down by your hips, palms down. Okay, the reason why you had some relief in that leg raise when you lifted your head is simple anatomy. When the front of the body is contracted, so when we were holding our legs up, our hip flexors, some of the abs, they were all contracted and shortened in order to hold the weight of the legs. When I lifted my head up, what did I do? I created more of a curve in the back, which lengthened those muscles. And that's the way the body works. If the front of the body is contracted, the back of the body needs to lengthen. If your bicep of the arm is contracted, the tricep has to lengthen, and vice versa. So when we think about back bends, like the bridge pose that we just did, we really wanted to lengthen and relax the front of the body because there was some contraction going on through the spine. The same thing in the fish pose. The fish poses we're going to do next. You really want to think about how can I relax from my hips all the way through up to the crown of the head, relaxing the front of the body in order to get a more deeper pose in the fish. So let's bring our hands underneath the butt. Legs are extended down, legs together, toes and heels together. Now point the toes. This is important. We want to have this counterweight and anchor through the hips to the toes. I can feel my forearms and elbows on the mat. As I inhale, I lift the torso up. So now my weight is resting on the forearms. I'm looking at my toes. As I inhale, I shine the heart. I'm relaxing through the belly, introducing a curve into the back. Bring your shoulders behind you as best you can. Point your toes. As you exhale, drop the head back gently. Shine the heart. Point the toes. Relax through the belly button and the rib cage. Relax the neck. You can always put a cushion or a block underneath your head. A little prop is always very nice. Hold here, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming out of the pose, take a breath in first. Exhale, gently release. Release the hands. Bringing our knees to our chest using the pelvic tilt. Take a breath in. Exhale, contract, tilt. Knees come towards the chest. Go ahead, use your hands to deepen the pose. And you can stay here in stillness or roll from side to side, whichever is good for you. Let's meet here in the middle, counting down 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, release the pose, and let's prepare for another fish. Matsyasana. Hands underneath the buttocks, extend the legs. Legs are together, toes and heels together. Feel the forearms on the mat. Point the toes. Feel that nice anchoring through the lower body. Inhale, lift the torso up. Weight is now on the forearms. You're looking at your toes. Inhale, shine the heart. Shine, shine, shine. And exhale, drop the head. Point the toes. Be anchored through the lower body. Shine the heart, very little weight on the head. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, gently release. Release the hands. Let's bring our knees to chest. Take a breath in. Exhale, contract, tilt. Knees come to chest. Deepen the pose using your hands to help. And hold here. So you do not want to hold the fish pose for long, extended periods of time because you are restricting with the movement of the head and the neck. You're restricting some of the blood flow to the brain. So if you're a healthy person, what we did just now is perfectly fine. But if you did feel dizzy or a strange sensation, then hold the fish pose for less time or use a cushion or a block underneath your head so that the angle of your neck is not so extreme. Let's meet in the middle. Coming into another variation of the spinal twist, keep the right knee where it is. And simply extend the left leg down the mat. Extend the arms out to the side. This will be a spinal twist to the left. As you exhale, you bring the right knee towards the left side. So now you're coming over onto your left hip and you're looking to the right. Your knee may or may not touch the floor, not to worry. You just want to feel a nice release of tension throughout the spine and the hip. Do your best to keep the left leg straight. Try not to bend that knee. Counting down 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming out of the pose, take a breath in. Exhale, contract, tilt, and you simply roll back to the center. Let's change legs. Left knee is now centered over the left hip. My right leg is extended. Take a breath in and exhale, let the left knee come towards the right side. And here you're balancing this wonderful twist, lowering the left knee, keeping the right leg straight, relaxing through the shoulder girdle and the pectorals and the neck as you look to the left and relax on that side. It's always nice to have a prop underneath that left knee. So don't hesitate to use your blocks and your pillows. Counting down, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Using a pelvic tilt, let's come back to neutral position. Take a breath in, exhale, contract, tilt. Using another pelvic tilt, go ahead, bring the right knee to meet the left, and let's deepen this pose, wind removing pose here. Stay here in the middle. Inhale, lift the head up, bringing it towards your knees, drop the shoulders, relax the hips down. Introducing again that nice round primary curve of the back. Hold here for 4, 3, 2, 1. As you exhale, very gently and slowly bring the neck down. Keep the chin tucked for as long as you can, and bring the neck down. Keep the knees where they are. Extend the arms up, out, and down to the mat by your hips, palms up. As you exhale, gently bring the feet down to the mat in front of or behind the buttocks. And then as you exhale again, slide the feet down the mat, and we're in Savasana. As always, I wish you a nice, long, lovely Savasana. If you're ready to come out, let's bring attention to the small movements of our toes and fingers, and our ankles and wrists. Take your time. Take note of your breath. We're still in our practice, so let's be mindful of each inhale and exhale we take. Moving the bigger joints, knees, hips, elbows and shoulders. Perhaps gently rolling the head from side to side. And then let's roll onto our right hand side. Perhaps stay there for a few calm breaths. Take your time. And then push yourself up to a nice comfortable seated position. Finding that wonderful alignment and lengthening of the back. Head is in a nice comfortable position. Hands are lightly rested on our knees. I am anchored through my seat bones even as I'm lengthening and extending up through the spine. And all together, inhale our hands to heart center, sharing the pranava one time. Take a breath in. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Exhale, bow down to the teacher within. And inhale, gently come back up. Eyes are open, we're in full awareness. Namaste. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you for a beautiful class, Corinne.
Magical class. Thank you.
I'm glad.
Sharing all your knowledge and all your practice with us.